Doylestown, Pennsylvania won the national title for Best Small Town Cultural Scene in 2019. Most people think it's just museums and tree-lined streets, but the real reason it keeps showing up on best of lists has nothing to do with the charm. If you're comparing Doylestown to places like Westchester or Media, here's what the rankings don't tell you. One of these towns has a walk score 20 points higher, direct train access to Philly, and schools that justify a six-figure price premium. That's what we're unpacking today, why Doylestown isn't just cute, but actually valuable. Hey, I'm Jim Stevenson, a realtor here in the Philadelphia suburbs. If you're planning a move and want a custom shortlist that matches your budget, commute, and school preferences, book a quick call using the link below for a local plan. Let's start with what actually won Doylestown that USA Today award. It wasn't just marketing or a one-time festival. It was what's permanently built into the ground. Within a 10-minute walk, you've got the Mercer Museum, Fonthill Castle, and the Moravian Tile Works, three massive concrete castles built by a single man, Henry Mercer. He was an archaeologist and craftsman who believed art should be a part of daily life. The Mercer Museum is 6 stories tall with a Conestoga wagon hanging from the ceiling. Fonthill looks like something out of a storybook. Poured concrete, tiled ceilings, every inch handmade. And the Tile Works still produces tile using Mercer's original 1900s molds. That's not just tourism, that's infrastructure. At the James A. Michener Art Museum, which sits inside the Old County Prison, and the County Theater, a 1930s Art Deco landmark that still lights up State Street every night. Together they form what locals call the Mercer Mile. It's a full cultural ecosystem inside a walkable downtown. Other towns can build an art center or add a brewery district. They can't rebuild 3 concrete castles from 1910. That's what we call a cultural moat, a permanent advantage. It protects the town's identity and your property value at the same time. Because here's the truth. When a town gives people something they can't replicate elsewhere, demand never leaves. It just waits for the next listing to hit the market. Culture pulls you in, but it's the layout that makes you stay. Doylestown Borough has a walk score of 90, a walker's paradise. Westchester sits around 69. That 20-point gap is the difference between walking to coffee, dinner, and the bookstore, or driving to all of them. You feel it instantly. Morning rush isn't a stream of cars, it's parents walking kids to Linden or Doyle Elementary, joggers looping past Fonthill, and dogs outside the cafe's windows on State Street. When people are outside, streets feel safer. Safer streets attract more businesses bring more people outside. That's the flywheel that keeps Doylestown alive long after other downtowns go quiet. And that flywheel shows up directly in home values. The median home in Doylestown hovers around $690,000. Westchester averages closer to $550,000. That's roughly a $130,000 gap for homes that are similar in age and size. And most of that premium traces back to 2 things: walkability and school access. You're not paying for cute, you're paying for a daily lifestyle that saves you time, car trips, and stress. And that kind of convenience doesn't depreciate. Now let's talk about how livability translates to real logistics. Doylestown is the final stop on the Lansdale-Doylestown line. It's the only small town in Bucks County where you can walk from your front door to the train platform. That's about an hour straight into Center City, Philadelphia. No transfers, no parking drama. If you're hybrid or remote but need to head into the city once or twice a week, that's a major edge. A reserved parking spot at the Borough garage runs about $80 a month, and there's a morning express that hits Suburban Station just after 8 a.m. That reliability alone saves commuters thousands a year compared to driving and parking downtown. And when you want nature instead of noise, you're minutes from Peace Valley Park and the 202 Parkway Trail. You can go from a coffee downtown to a kayak on Lake Galena in 10 minutes. That blend of urban access and outdoor balance is exactly what modern buyers look for. Now the topic that makes most buyers nervous: property taxes. Let's demystify it. A typical home in Doylestown runs about $900 a month in property taxes, roughly $11,000 a year. Around 3/4 of that, around $6,600, goes straight to the Central Bucks School District. And here's what that money buys. Central Bucks West High School graduates 95% of its students. Average SAT is 1270, student-teacher ratio 15:1, top scores statewide. That performance is why homes here hold value better than comparable towns when market's cool. And for families relocating from New York or North Jersey, those numbers are a bargain. Private school tuition there easily hits $30,000 a year. Here, that quality is public. So when you write that $900 check every month, you're not losing money. you're paying into the single biggest driver of your home's resale value. It's a cycle that keeps paying back. High taxes fund great schools attract high-earning families support walkable businesses make the town more desirable. And that loop protects your equity. Now let's ground that into a real example. A couple from Hoboken reached out recently, both work hybrid, both tired of the city noise. Their budget was $750,000. We looked at a 1905 twin on Shule Avenue in the Borough, walkable to everything, but really tight on space and about $11,000 a year in taxes. Then we compared it to a 2004 colonial in the Township on a half acre. 900 extra square feet, newer systems, taxes roughly $3,200 lower, and they picked the Township. Now every Saturday morning, they walk downtown for coffee, then head back home where the kids have a yard. It's the best of both worlds setup that defines this market. Empty nesters go the opposite direction. They sell the 5-bedroom home in the Township, buy a Borough condo, and trade that yard work for walkability. They spend weekends at the county theater, the farmers market, and the Michener Museum courtyard. Both choices make sense and both feed into the same local economy. In the past 12 months, about 70% of Doylestown listings went under contract in less than 10 days. Price reductions account for under 5% of active inventory, and resale homes here average one of the lowest days on market figures in all of Bucks County. That's why Doylestown doesn't rise and fall with national headlines. Its buyer base is diverse, its schools are stable, and its demand is really self-sustaining. Because this isn't just a town that photographs well, it's a place where the math, the schools, and the lifestyle all really line up. So who's this really for? Relocators who work hybrid or remote and want a real downtown without giving up space. Move-up buyers in Central Bucks who want walkability, but not the New Hope prices. Families from New York or New Jersey who see $11,000 a year in taxes as a fair trade for top-tier schools and daily convenience. Now, if you're looking for the absolute lowest cost of entry or you don't care about walkability or train access, there are great options in Warrington or Chalfont that give you more space for less money. They're quieter, newer, and still part of the same district. But if you want the balance that made Doylestown #1, the cultural moat, the walkability, and the school premium, then it's worth every dollar. If you'd like a custom shortlist that matches your budget, commute, and school goals, book a quick call using the link below. I'll show you exactly what your monthly payment looks like in each neighborhood before you start touring. And if you're comparing school districts across Bucks County, don't miss my next video. I break down all 13 public school districts in the county, how they stack up in academics, housing costs, and community culture, so you can figure out which one fits your family best. You can watch it right here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.